Hello, one and all. We are back in Miami, Florida, at Pro Player Stadium. I was correct. I was going to say, I don't know if that's what it's called at this time. I know Pro Player Stadium's had about 17 different names, or Hard Rock Stadium as it's called now. It's had about 40 different names in its history, but it is still Pro Player Stadium at this point in time. And we are here taking on the undefeated Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, looking to hand them their first L of their season and take the Orange Bowl right from underneath their bee-like noses. So we had an amazing season. The only time we slipped up was against the Wisconsin Badgers, because that seems to be what we always do every single year. Wisconsin beat us by 2 points. I would assume we probably tried to go for the 2-point conversion and didn't get it. But yeah, we do falter to Wisconsin, but are perfect otherwise. We beat all of our other rivals. We beat Purdue again. We beat Ohio State, which we never do. Beat Ohio State in the shoe, which I need to go back through these through the other episodes, the other parts, and see what our record in the horseshoe is, because we haven't beat Ohio State a lot, and I feel like when we win, or if we ever do, it's at Ryan's Field in Evanston. But we did beat Ohio State. So our great season leads us here to the Orange Bowl with a 3rd and 8 situation for Georgia Tech. Can we come up big? We need something from our defense, and they do just that. As that man is brought down, they go to the running back. I would assume that's a big dude to be a running back. Could be a fullback. They go to him out of the flat, but we bring him down short. So Georgia Tech's going to have to bring out the kicking unit and send up a long field goal. But that one is good. He probably could have made that from about 50. Ahead of this game doesn't say how long it is. Even Madden 03 says how long it is. You see in our Cardinals videos, it tells you how long the field goal is. But Georgia Tech's got a situation here. They're back up on their own goal line, and this big fullback running back man drops the football, and we recover it in the end zone, or Georgia Tech does, so that's going to give them a safety. So now we have a 2-3 game going on here, and another fumble. Playing some sloppy football, but it's recovered in the end zone. Hold on. Let's catch our breaths for a second here. We get the safety on Georgia Tech, and then we turn around and have a goal-to-go situation and score, and we have another goal-to-go situation. We're running the option. We flip it out to a running back who goes for the dive and is just an inch short. His knee is down. He can't get in. And Georgia Tech is able to make the stop here on 3rd and goal, so that's going to bring up 4th and goal. I kind of wish, if I was coaching this game, which technically I am, I would have had us go out and try to convert that 4th down, but we were able to convert the field goal and go up 12-3. So our weird baseball score of a game quickly turns into 12 points here over Georgia Tech now. So a 9-point lead is what we're going to hold on to over the Yellow Jackets. But this is still, there's a lot of game left here as we go to the top of the 4th quarter for something else to happen here. And Lamb finds his man, jumps over a couple defenders, the ball rather, travels over a couple defenders' heads who are just an inch out of the way to make a play on the ball. And that is a huge pickup for the Wildcat offense as we score another touchdown here. And just look at this ball, perfect spiral, just sails over a couple Yellow Jacket heads, and we are completely free to punch this one in to add another 6 to the total. So our offense is absolutely rolling here in Miami. It's a very rainy, terrible Orange Bowl, and we're going to take victory formation and nail this one out, hand Georgia Tech their first loss of the season, and take the Orange Bowl for ourselves. Give me that cup full of oranges, baby. We're all going to be eating them on the way back to Illinois, as we should. So we've really looked dominant in our last couple bowl games. You guys remember maybe in the first few bowl games where it was like, hey, here's a field goal there, there's a goose egg there. But against Tennessee, we scored. I can't remember against the Tennessee game, but against USC, we absolutely poured it on. And looked really good. I think Tennessee, we scored like 30 points? I can't remember. But we did win the Orange Bowl over Georgia Tech, and that gives us another contract extension. We didn't win the conference title this year, but we won it last year, which is reflected here in our report card. 2-0 against Illinois. We've been amazing against top 25 opponents this time. Remember, we were 8-9 in our last contract, and we were 8-2 this time. And our record is so much better. We've only lost 3 games in the last few seasons, so we are looking freaking nice. So we will happily take that extension, which will hopefully carry us towards the end of our coaching career for Northwestern. As we are getting to that point, ladies and gents, we kind of enter the mid-2010s. We are entering that realm where we don't have too much time here to win that natty and do what we set out to to do with Northwestern. But we are looking better. We're winning a ton of games every year, and now we finally have played in a big bowl game like the Orange Bowl, and we won it. So I'm hoping the next achievement here is that national title here as we look and see who our national champion is this year, and it is Virginia Tech. Out of nowhere, the Hokies put up a perfect season over the Air Force, and they are your national champions. So I think they might now take the cake over Colorado State as the grossest team to win a national title. I think it's just random, you know what I mean? Like, there's just no rhyme or reason. Like, Virginia Tech probably won like 7 or 8 games last year, and now they're national champions. Like, that would just never happen. I guess that's why the BCS format is completely broken. So there's no playoff. We're just gonna be stuck under this format moving forward. So we're gonna have to win under those pretenses, which is fine. I'm okay with that. As we get no first-team All-Americans, and now we're gonna flip through our second-team All-Americans and see if we got any respect. It doesn't look like we are going to. So even though our offense was posting 40 to 50 points a game, we only get freshman All-American honors from our tight end, who has over 500 yards and just 1 touchdown, man. So however our offense was running this season, it reflected on getting Bass the football, but definitely not getting him the football in the end zone. So as funny enough as that is. So we also get Thomas Richards, a freshman strong safety. He gets All-American honors with just 45 tackles, 2 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles. So not too much really there. I guess maybe the strong safety position for freshmen this year was just not that impressive. So, but it's fine. We will take it. And there you see Virginia Tech on the cover. It's weird. It's so gross. Again, 3 quarterbacks touched the field this year. Looks like they all at least did a start. That's kind of what it looks like. As Adam Lamb's production continues to drop, he has probably his worst season, just period. His completion percentage, touchdown INT ratio, just a terrible season from Adam Lamb, which, again, just doesn't make sense. What was scoring? Who was scoring? I don't get it. How did we put up the scores we did with such terrible play? We don't even have a 1,000-yard rusher. Lenny McCullen puts 861 yards on the ground and picks up 7 touchdowns. And then it looks like we went with a 2-back system here. So over 1,500 yards from our 2 running backs and 17 touchdowns between the 2 of them. So I guess maybe that's where it was all coming from. And then Adam Lamb had 6 touchdowns himself running the football. So, yeah, I mean, I guess our rushing attack was really effective. As Rob McGowan, our top receiver here, has his least productive season as a Wildcat. But Jerome Warren does step up in that number 2 role. And then our third highest receivers are tight end. So Richie Hardy has an amazing season here, or just a better one than he has had. He finally got the pancakes up a little bit, limited the sacks quite a bit. Jeff Whitaker, just another consistent season from him, which is great to see. So kind of weird, man, statistically, just looking all around how this team kind of shook up. Willie Pryor, man, great season from him. 18 pancakes, only 2 sacks. I love to see that. I love seeing that, baby. I'll take that all day. So, moving ahead now, looking into our defensive production here. And Wesley Christensen, he was the man who graced the cover of Sports Illustrated to start the year, and he finishes with 80 tackles, 10 TFLs, and a sack. I guess maybe what the country expected out of him, but still a pretty great season for him. He did not lead the team in TFLs or sacks or anything. We actually had much more disruptive guys. Chambers, again, you saw for a second. Chambers was, again, just picking up TFLs and sacks. So he has been an amazing D lineman for us this year. And even our kicker had a little bit better of a season. So there was improvements all around. The offense, I guess, was really weird how we were producing, and I would love to see our stat rankings because I'm curious to see like what we were actually doing. So here's a lot of top 10 placements now. So our offense was extremely potent. You see a lot of first ranks in the conference. So we were the best team in the Big Ten in a lot of categories, a lot of offensive categories, which is just weird because, yeah, you look at the numbers and I just don't feel like it reflects that. I don't know. Maybe if I combined all of the quarterback stats from this year, it would maybe make a little bit more sense, but still, I don't know, man. It was just a weird season, I guess, statistically speaking. So, but we are, the stats do reflect that we just had a better season than normal. So efficiency is kind of bad. Third down was abysmal again. Fourth down, abysmal again. I just need to ignore it. I just need to not talk about it anymore because it's not getting any better. It's just going to stay exactly where it is. And that's just going to be how it is. So Kind of a weird thing for the first time in a while. We don't actually generate a lot of turnovers this year. It's still pretty high in all these numbers, but I mean, normally we're like top 10 in like interceptions and fumbles and stuff, but not the case this year. So bizarre, to say the least, bizarre. So Virginia Tech tops the entire country with their national title win. We are directly behind them. Georgia Tech falls down to 5 now because they lost to us. Air Force down to 6 because they lost the national title. Wisconsin is here at number 8. Ohio State at number 10. And we are looking again for some more Big Ten opponents in the top 25. Colorado State, after winning the national title last year, is finishing at 15. They lost their bowl game. Unfortunate for them. Purdue comes in here at 22. Temple sneaks into the rankings. And then rounding things out is Western Michigan, who lost their bowl game and dropped to 25. So, not sure what teams dropped out, but that would be good to see. Looking ahead now at our final standings is going to be, essentially how we end this video. So Wisconsin, they go perfect in the Big Ten and take the Big Ten title from us, even though we boasted the best record in the Big Ten. Michigan really struggled this year at 5-7. Jeez Louise. Michigan State, Indiana, Minnesota, and Iowa round out the caboose. Iowa has a terrible year in conference play, finishing just 11th out of 11 here after going 2-6. But they did go 5-7, so they crushed it in out of conference play, but that does not matter. So hopefully you guys can be with us next time in the next episode as we move ahead to the 2014 season, coming off a big Orange Bowl victory, upsetting an undefeated Georgia Tech team. So hope to see you guys all there in the new episode of NCATS.